Welcome to Travel Decoded, where we explore the world beyond borders. If you're curious about global opportunities, cultures, and real travel insights, this channel is for you. Today's video is not about luxury skylines or beautiful airports. Today, we are decoding something far more powerful, what the entire world can learn from Singapore's success. Singapore is a country that challenges every traditional rule of development. It has no natural resources, no large landmass, no oil, no gold, and no massive population. Yet, it stands among the richest, safest, cleanest, and most efficient nations on Earth. When Singapore became independent in 1965, many experts predicted failure. It was a small island with ethnic tensions, unemployment, housing shortages, and almost no economic foundation. But instead of collapsing, Singapore did the impossible. It transformed itself into a global model of success within just a few decades. What makes Singapore truly fascinating is that its success is not accidental. It is not luck. It is not geography. It is design. Every policy, every law, every long-term decision was made with discipline, vision, and national interest in mind. While many countries chase short-term popularity, while some nations waited for change, Singapore planned for the future before the future arrived. In today's world, where many countries struggle with corruption, inefficiency, unemployment, and weak governance, Singapore stands as proof that size does not determine success, mindset does. This is why Singapore is studied in universities, admired by policymakers, and respected by global investors. Its journey offers lessons not just for governments, but for individuals, entrepreneurs, students, and developing nations alike. So in this video, we will break down the core lessons the world can learn from Singapore's rise. If you are someone who loves understanding how nations succeed and how systems shape societies, then this video is for you. If you enjoy content that decodes the world in a deeper way, make sure to subscribe to Travel Decoded, like this video, and join us as we uncover the journeys behind global success stories. Strong leadership. One of the biggest lessons the world can learn from Singapore is the power of strong, honest, and long-term leadership. From the very beginning, Singapore was guided by leaders who believed that governance is a responsibility, not a privilege. Decisions were made based on what was right for the country, not what was politically convenient. Leadership in Singapore focused on results, accountability, and national survival. Unlike many places where leadership changes direction every few years, Singapore maintained consistency. Policies were not reversed for popularity. Leaders were highly paid to reduce corruption, but also held to extremely high standards. Mistakes were admitted, lessons were learned, and improvements were made. This created trust between the government and the people, something many countries struggle to achieve. Zero tolerance. Singapore's strict stance on corruption and law enforcement is another lesson the world cannot ignore. Rules in Singapore are clear, firm, and applied equally to everyone. Whether you are a minister or a migrant worker, the law does not change. This zero-tolerance approach created a culture of discipline and respect for public systems. Because corruption was eliminated early, resources were used efficiently. Infrastructure was built properly, public services worked smoothly, and investors felt safe. When people trust the system, society functions better. Singapore shows that order and freedom can coexist when laws are fair and enforcement is consistent. Smart planning. Singapore is a masterclass in long-term planning. Every inch of land is used with purpose. Housing, transport, green spaces, industries, and future population growth are planned decades ahead. Instead of reacting to problems, Singapore anticipates them. This mindset applies to everything: water security, food supply, climate adaptation, and even aging populations. The world can learn that development is not about fast growth, but sustainable growth. Planning ahead saves money, reduces chaos, and creates stability. Singapore proves that thinking 30 years ahead is not unrealistic, it is necessary. Education first. Singapore understood early that people are its greatest resource. That is why education became a national priority. The system focuses on quality, skills, and relevance rather than memorization alone. Students are trained to think critically, solve problems, and adapt to change. Education in Singapore is closely aligned with industry needs, ensuring graduates are employable. Teachers are respected, well-trained, and well-paid. Continuous learning is encouraged at every age. The world can learn that education is not an expense, it is the strongest investment a nation can make. Social unity. Despite being a multi-ethnic and multi-religious society, Singapore built unity through fairness and inclusion. Housing policies ensure people from different backgrounds live together. Laws protect harmony, and national identity is promoted over division. The world can learn that diversity is not a weakness if managed wisely. When people feel respected and included, society becomes stronger. Singapore shows that unity is not automatic, it must be designed, protected, and nurtured. Singapore's success is not a miracle, it is a manual. A manual that proves that discipline beats chaos, planning beats reaction, education beats ignorance, and integrity beats corruption. The world does not need to copy Singapore exactly, but it must learn from its principles. In a time when many nations search for quick fixes, Singapore reminds us that true success is built patiently, deliberately, and honestly. Whether you are a policymaker, entrepreneur, student, or dreamer, the lessons from Singapore apply to all. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more content that decodes global success stories, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Travel Decoded, Decode the Journey, and share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next journey.